The United States Olympic and Paralympic teams are taking steps trying to help athletes with their mental health. It's something that people are definitely talking about more, especially after Simone Biles stepped away from the competition last summer because of the twisties.
She really got the conversation to the next level. It's
Yeah.
kind of been out there before, but Matt Renew joins us live from the Mountain Newsroom. And Matt, at the Winter Games, mental health is a big part of keeping athletes healthy during the stress alone, plus a pandemic.
Right, you're so right, Kim and Tom, and it has become such a big part of their training and competition, that connection between the mind and the body that has to be healthy for an athlete to be at their best, and why the United States has a big plan for mental health at the Olympics. On the snow and on the ice, there's a lot of pressure on the shoulders of athletes competing at the Olympics.
I think these athletes are absolutely incredible.
And at the United States Olympic Paralympic Training Center in Colorado Springs, Dr. Jess Bartley says the pandemic,
Daily testing and how often you're having to spit in a tube,
has added even more pressure that can affect an athlete's mental health.
really become an important topic in the Olympic and Paralympic movement, but also our society.
After learning a few things during the Tokyo Games,
Learned a lot in Tokyo about how to manage mental health during a pandemic games.
Team USA has mental health professionals on the ground helping athletes in China during the Winter Olympics.
We'll have 2 therapists and a psychiatrist who will be full-time mental health officers.
And has expanded their pandemic care packages for athletes in quarantine.
From Nintendo Switches that don't actually need the internet, where you could just have a handheld device and play. We've got iPods, we've got books to read, we've got things to color, we've got knitting, sewing, beads, anything to keep the mind busy and to keep everyone sharp.
While focusing on sleeping, eating, and exercise during a stressful time.
There's things that are so simple that we could do on a regular basis around sleep and nutrition, exercise.
That Dr. Bartley says should help keep athletes' minds as strong as their bodies.
Being able to take care of your mind and your body, I think we can no longer separate the two.
Such an important discussion. That mental health program also has an expanded program to help athletes who have had a lifelong dream to make it to the Olympics but then just fall short. And some of the things that Olympians are told to help them deal with some of the stress that can help us all is to have a good perspective on self-care, especially during the pandemic. Make sure you're surrounded by family and friends, have a good social network, eat, sleep, exercise well, take a deep breath because that can go a long way. And Kim and Tom, never underestimate the big impact a mini muffin can have on a stressful situation.
Mini muffin.
Mini
It's funny though, because you think of how many people want to be like an Olympic athlete. They watch them compete and say, I want to aspire to be like them. And I think especially for young girls, that has also changed, that they see more people they want to aspire to be like. And now we see that includes mental health. And I think that's really going to have a big impact on many people, not just those athletes, Matt.
It's so important, and then just having that conversation out there, because there's so much pressure on those athletes. It seems like this glamorous lifestyle, and no doubt it is, but there is a lot of pressure on those shoulders that they carry. Michaela Schifrin just talking about how they try to live up to these expectations, but it's almost impossible to do that. And we saw what happened to Simone, and then we saw even Caleb Dressel talk about how he didn't feel like he lived up to expectations, even though he did so well at the Summer Games. And so these athletes are carrying so much, and then they got to deal with that once they get out there.
Yeah, also showing frailty or humanity, if you will, and allowing people to think, yeah, it's okay to crack or to struggle or to need a hand.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad. And it's interesting what they're doing there, what they're planning, and how they're just trying all these little relievers, stress relievers.
Right, just so much already at the Olympics to deal with, but with this pandemic in place and then all the restrictions, it's very difficult. So, you know, use the coping skills, eat a mini muffin, and get through it the best you can.
Matt, we enjoyed this.
Whatever it takes. I could use one right now.
I think we should have Matt do more coverage over the next 2 weeks of the Olympics. Since
Do you think it's a good
this was very
idea?
good. Yeah. You got anything on your calendar? Can you squeeze this in?
No, wide open, Tom, so why don't we? We'll just start gearing up for it right now. I'll have my snack, and then I'll be ready to go.
A mini
We call
muffin
it
a day.
MM, more Matt.
More Matt. We like that. All right, Matt, thank you.